Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Pulpit with Pastor Wade Childress, and I'm Heather Ryan. Today we're going to be talking about our third scene from Journey to the Cross, the Last Supper. Wade, can you tell us what is significant about this scene?
I can. Last week, we talked about the crowds coming into Jerusalem and they were shouting Hosanna along the roadside. Well, actually what the whole crowds were doing, they were there to celebrate the Passover. And this was actually the Passover meal that Jesus had told his disciples to go ahead and prepare a place for them to have the Passover meal. So that's why they were all together at this particular time, along with other reasons we'll talk about in just a moment.
Even though Jesus knew who was going to betray him, why did he let it happen?
Well, it was in the Scriptures, as we talked about. A lot of this was foretold in the Scriptures. And I found this in Mark, and I'll just greatly read it. He says, "In the evening, Jesus arrived with the 12 as they were at the table." As we're talking about the meal they were having, and they were eating. And he said, "I'll tell you the truth. One of you eating with me here will betray me." They were greatly distressed, and each one asked in turn, "Am I the one?" And Jesus replied, "It is one of you 12 who is eating from this bowl with me. For the Son of Man must die, as the Scriptures declared long ago."
All right. What is the importance of the bread and wine Jesus gave to his disciples?
Well, while they were eating the Passover meal, Jesus started talking about the new covenant that his death would make with God. And that new covenant was because of the blood that he would shed on the cross. And so Jesus used this examples of the bread as he broke it, being his body broken for us on the cross. And the wine, or the juice as we use in our church, it represents the blood that was spilt on the cross.
All right, this year we're adding a new scene to our Last Supper, Jesus washing the disciples' feet. Wade, can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, up until this year, we've only had the disciples sitting at a table. And basically, it's the pictorial view of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper scene. And but this year, we're going to put a little life to it. Jesus actually was with those disciples, as we talked about, but then he got up during the meal, wrapped a towel around himself, went to the front of the table, and he had a basin of water, and he began washing their feet. And what Jesus wanted to teach them, and us as well, is we need to be humble. We need to be humble to everyone we meet. And at that time, if you were charged with washing the feet of people coming off the roads, that means you were a slave in the house and you were lower form. And Jesus wanted to make sure that we're all humble, and we should feel that way toward one another.
All right, thank you, Pastor Wade. Please join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Next week, we're going to be talking about our scene, the Garden of Gethsemane, on Beyond the Pulpit.